on my own, at my best. Angels tell me secrets. I can tell not like the rest. Wanna know, do you see? Yeah. Okay, so hi Lay Gang, welcome back to another video. I'm super excited. You guys can tell by the title, I really want to speak about the spiritual reason or the spiritual meaning behind when somebody is copying you, okay, identity theft, okay, and I really want to just kind of warn you and stir you off of this pathway of being around narcissistic. This can be females, friends, men, your relationship lover, yes, can turn into you, okay, will start being you. But this video, I'm going to talk, I really want to touch on every single topic because this video, you know, it's a very triggering probably topic to talk about, but I have personally went through identity theft where somebody is taking what I'm saying, making money off of it, copying every single thing that I do. And this video, like, I have the best, like, I'm not gonna say that I don't have an ego, because we all have an ego. Like, it's not good to completely take away your ego completely, because then you're gonna let people run over you. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are gonna not take you serious. So I'm getting, it's like, it's okay to, you know, kill off a certain amount of your ego, but it's okay to have a balance, the yin and yang. This is life, okay? There's a balance of everything, good and bad, all right? And we're not perfect human beings, okay? And I was actually talking to my spiritual goon about human beings, because God made man and woman. Like, who kind of created the term human? Yeah, that kind of was like an eye-opener for me. But anyways, that's a whole nother topic. We will be talking about that tomorrow or the next day. But like I said, I really want to talk about the spiritual meaning behind copycats. Now, I have this information and I kind of want you guys to listen to it and hear it. I'm going to put it on the screen, and I want you to kind of take this information, because the way that they kind of explain it, it will kind of give you more, like, a better inner and understanding. Because a lot of the times, you know what I'm saying, people copying you and you're noticing it and you're kind of like, what the fuck, like, you know, that's me, that's what I do, that's what I say, you know, I created this. And I'm not going to lie to you, there is a very thin line of, you know, being inspired but then copying somebody, because you can get aspiration. There is no such thing as, like, and I made this comment before on my other channel, but like, there's nothing new under the sun. So, you know, there's plenty of dancers, there's plenty of YouTubers, there's plenty, okay? Everybody's basically doing the same thing, but putting their own touch, their own little sauce onto it, basically. And I've had this where I'm so inspired by somebody, and this is actually a lesson that I learned. I'm so inspired by somebody that I kind of, and with me having Pisces in my placements, I kind of tend to absorb certain things and I don't realize it, okay? And that's kind of what a narcissist does. They absorb you, how you look, how you talk, how you speak, okay? Type of energy. And I have fell victim of being so inspired that I might, you know, actually be copying but not realizing it. And I kind of pulled back and kind of remembered who I was and what I truly like, and that's, you know, and then I kind of pushed forward into that lane. And I feel like this is a very serious and a very good topic. I really feel like God wanted me to really express this, because I am dealing with this currently. I met somebody about a year ago or 2 years ago, and, you know, I did not really know this person that much. And, you know, I'm kind of very gullible and naive and pure-hearted individual, and sometimes I forget that other people are not the same and they don't really possess the same character or the characteristics as me. Or, you know, I don't realize that people don't have a good heart like I do, you know. And, you know, this person, I noticed little certain things. And, you know, there's a saying of when there's a narcissist or there is somebody who is wanting to take your place or wanting to be you. They're trying to get you basically booted out, or they're trying to basically get you, they want you to go away basically so they can basically fill in your spot. It's like this energy of so we know this saying that basically, you know, the 48 law or whatever, it's like never outshine the master. And what this is basically friend, relationship, whomever is trying to absorb you and take what is yours from you. This person, and this is like a spiritual thing, this person will try to give you bad advice, steer you off of your path so they can basically take yours, if that makes sense. And they stick around as long enough as they can, okay, not outshining you, but picking up every detail, every information. They're trying to absorb as much information they can, so when you do leave, because you know, like, you will start seeing the habits and seeing the shit, and they know too, because they're a narc and they know that other people have did the same thing. So they try to come around and try to get as much information, so whenever you do leave, they can still use that against you and basically become you. So I really want you guys to watch these videos, and I really was just like, wow, there's a spiritual meaning behind it, like trying to switch or swap your fate or destiny. This is like a really true thing. And as well, to do with writing and scrying, not scrying but aping, like the ape of Thoth or whatever. I just want you guys to watch this, get a better understanding, because I understand it and I want you guys to understand too, but I feel like I talk too crazy and I stutter and it's just too much for me. So okay, so I want you guys to just listen. I'm not going to show the video because it's kind of too much. So yeah.
Parable from Socrates. And when it came to letters, Thoth said, "This invention, O king, will make the Egyptians wiser and improve their memory. For I have discovered a stimulant of both memory and wisdom." But Thamus replied, "O most crafty Thoth, one man has the lot of being able to give birth to technologies, but another to assess both the harm and benefit to those who would make use of them. Even you at present, being the father of letters, through good intentions, spoke the opposite of its potential. For this, by the neglect of memory, will produce forgetfulness in the souls of those who learn it, since through their faith in writing they recollect things externally by means of another's etchings, and not internally from within themselves. You invented a stimulant not of memory but of reminder, and you are procuring for its students the reputation of wisdom, not the truth of it. For having heard much but without learning anything, they will seem to you to be knowledgeable of many things, but for the most part really ignorant and difficult to associate with, having become wise seeming instead of wise." To summarize, the concept of writing in many philosophies and religion is shown to allow people to ape or create a distorted parody of true wisdom or creativity, through allowing people to pretend and believe they're wise, through giving the masses access to shallow residual knowledge without connection to the intuition-based font of wisdom that understanding or creativity stems from. So in most religions, it's insisted that there are secret esoteric meanings behind the scriptures, known only to those who possess insight to access them. And these meanings are shockingly different from the outer doctrine, which is a covering over the true teaching to ward off the profane from gaining access to the most holy and beautiful sanctuary so that they don't desecrate it. And this is why people who obsess only over old scriptures or ancient texts tend to be big victims of this affliction, which in Western occultism is known as the curse of the magus, which is another way of describing the discord and misunderstood interpretations of spiritual or occult teachings. All writing is by the very act of putting it into writing both true and untrue.
I'm gonna pause it right here. Basically, I think she's kind of saying, like, I understand it, it's just hard for me to kind of express it. Like writing, like writings, reading it, it gives, like, to ape it, it gives the person who, like, the person who actually wrote it out, actually learned it, experienced, had that knowledge or that wisdom. Somebody reads it and kind of interprets it for themselves and just kind of copies and pastes it, if that makes sense. Like, somebody is just, this is the spiritual meaning, is like somebody is copying, just basically in narcissist, building up information about you and just memorizing the information, if that makes sense.
It requires a person to go beyond on the logical mind to understand the spirit behind the letter if they want to access the real occult teachings.
You're not really experiencing the experience.
About learning to distill personal experiential knowledge for oneself and not simply rely on others to feed it to them. Consider, for example, if a girl reads all the books there are about astral projection and she sets herself up as a teacher of it based on all of the stuff she's compiled from books, but she has no experience of it, or very little experience of it, but she kind of pretends the experience of these writers is her own experience and develops a huge following and makes a living off of it. However, because none of what she states is based on her own experience, she misleads all who she advises and is nothing more than a blind person leading other blind people, because she doesn't discover and experience the subject first, but is simply a monkey or a parrot copying the people who wrote their experience, which makes her expression a degraded and faulty expression of the truth that those people had access to, and also robs those who truly accessed it.
Exactly.
Because the girl takes on the false covering that she is like them in order to reap the benefits without having the substance. And this is why those who are the most deprived of mystical experiences often obsess the most over written texts, because they feel so enslaved to and dependent on those who can access it that they become very frantic and cherish the writings, which are
okay. So I think
internally from within themselves. Of truism or creativity through allowing people.
So yes, now you guys see, I really wanted to get all of this. I thought that I actually recorded this other person or individual that I was watching, because I actually learned a lot, but I basically already told you. So yeah, now you guys can see the concept. It's just literally somebody taking your identity. It's more of, because it's very spiritual and it's personal when somebody is copying you, taking from you, and you kind of need to look at yourself too, to kind of go within and kind of be like, okay, well, you know, have I ever copied somebody? You know, why am I really feeling this way? And because I really want to be mature, but we are really going through this right now, you know. And I really want this channel to, because I've really been coming out with being myself and just being my true authentic self. Like, you know, I want you guys to be original, and I want you guys to shine bright like a diamond. I want you guys to be, you know, you and raw. And, you know, because God only made one you. Nobody can take that from you. It doesn't matter how much they're trying to copy you, how much they are, like, what is that? What is that, like imposter syndrome? But I just feel like, you know, it's time to be your true authentic self. And you know, a lot of you may feel like, if you are dealing with this, like, okay, well, that's me. Like, how can I don't even know how to be myself because this person is trying to take my whole persona. You know, you feel violated, but you need to just kind of take a step back, look at it from a different perspective, okay? And know that nobody can be you, okay? You keep being true to who you are, okay? Because eventually, you know, for the people who are copying other people or who are trying to identity theft, it will only work for a certain amount of time, you know, because you're not being true to yourself. And you cannot fake out the universe, you cannot fake out God, you know. So if you're faking out millions of people on the internet or your family or relationships, God is not going to let that continue to just keep happening. You know what I'm saying? You will be punished for that. God wants you, and like, how much of a disgrace is that to God, because you're not being your true, most authentic self? Like, God made you perfect the way that you are, okay? And I really want you guys to really understand that, okay? It's okay to get inspiration. It's okay. And this video is for people who aren't even copying people, or, you know, people who are being copied. But it's for people, this is just kind of, you know, a warning, just in case you do fall into that trap, because it's very easy. We live in a world where you want to fit in, and you might be like somebody else, so you don't shine and stand out. We all are different because we're all made to stand out in some type of way, okay? So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and you got a little bit more of an understanding. Really, if people are doing this, they don't know themselves, and they need substance within it, within their life and themselves, and they're probably lacking it and trying to leech on you for it. But all you can really do for this person is pray for them, okay, and wish them well. So I love you guys so much. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will be back with way more videos. Bye.
Vision, yeah, call it 5D vision, 5D vision, yeah.